welcome to the channel. This is Top Educator Akash. Today I am back with a new video of the metals and non-metals chapter, and this is the part 2. So let me start. In the previous video we have discussed physical properties of metals as well as non-metals. In this topic we are going to study about further topics. So let me start. So these are the physical properties of metals as we have discussed earlier, and we have discussed some questions as well. Now we are going to discuss, this is the differentiation of metals and non-metals, and it is very important differentiation, so you can take screenshot. So let me start. So here is the reaction of different metals with oxygen. So first of all, here the metal is magnesium, and reaction of magnesium with air we are going to study here. So what happens when we take a magnesium metal and rub with it a sandpaper? After rubbing it with the sandpaper, we need to burn it. What happens is that it burns with a dazzling white flame and forms magnesium oxide. This is the product. So as we know that magnesium is a metal. Okay, wait. Now you can see most metals combine with oxygen to form metal oxides. As we have discussed that magnesium is a metal and it got burnt in the air and it formed magnesium oxide. So similarly we can get the equation with many metals which will react with oxygen in the air, that is metal plus oxygen will give us metal oxide. So what happens when we burn copper in air? When copper is heated in air, copper oxide is formed. So here is the equation, that is 2Cu plus O2, that is CuO. Now what happens when we burn aluminium? So when we burn aluminium reacts with oxygen to form aluminium oxide. Then it forms aluminium oxide. Here is the equation, that is 4Al plus 3O2, that is 2Al2O3. Now next is here amphoteric oxide. This is very important question that might be asked in the board exams. It is very important question that I am stressing. So what are amphoteric oxides? So amphoteric oxides are nothing but the metal oxides which react with both acids as well as bases to produce salts and water. As well as water. This is nothing but amphoteric oxides. Here are some examples: aluminum oxide, zinc oxide. So suppose if we take aluminum oxide Al2O3 and if we react with any acid, suppose it may be H2SO4, then it is going to form a salt and water. Now what happens if we take it with a Al2O3 with a base? Suppose it might be NaOH, then it also forms a salt. This is very interesting. It also forms a salt as well as water is formed. So this states that the metal oxides will react, only some metal oxides which react with both acids as well as bases. This is very important property, that is amphoteric oxides. Now we are going to study about reaction of aluminum oxide with acid and base. So as I have discussed earlier that aluminum oxide reacts with hydrochloric acid to form aluminum chloride and water. I have said that it reacts with acid as well as base. Here is with an example. Al2O3 reacts with 6HCl hydrochloric acid, then it forms aluminum chloride, that is salt, and water is formed. Now what happens with the base? When aluminum oxide reacts with sodium hydroxide, then it forms sodium aluminate and water is also formed. This is sodium aluminate and it is a salt. Now next, let me rub it, and here is the next reaction of metal oxide with water. So as we have studied that metal reacts in air, then it forms metal oxide. Now what happens when we react metal oxide with water? So some metal oxides dissolve in water to form alkalis. What are alkalis? Alkalis are nothing but bases. The bases that dissolve in water are nothing but alkalis. So here is, let me take Na2O. Na2O is a sodium oxide, and when it reacts with water, then it forms sodium hydroxide. So sodium hydroxide is a very important alkali. It is a alkali which dissolves in water. So and it is also a base. So alkalis are nothing but the bases that dissolve in water. And what is the difference between alkalis and bases? The differentiation between alkalis and bases is nothing but all alkalis are bases, or all alkalis are bases, but all bases are not alkalis. And here we can say that the bases that dissolve only in water are called alkalis, and the bases need not dissolve in water. All the bases need not dissolve in water. So this is the differentiation of alkalis and bases. Now here is next equation, that is K2O, that is potassium oxide. When it reacts with water, then it forms potassium hydroxide. It is also a base and alkali. So where you can find alkalis in the periodic table, that is in the first and second group, first groups and second group. Now let me go to the next topic. So here is a question, that why metals like potassium and sodium are kept immersed in kerosene oil. So you need to answer it. Why metals like potassium and sodium are kept immersed in kerosene oil? So let me answer it. This is because metals such as potassium and sodium, they react with oxygen present in the air. They will catch the fire so vigorously that it will react with the oxygen present in the air so vigorously that it will catch the fire. And so to protect them and to prevent accidental fires, they are kept immersed in kerosene oil. Now next question is, what happens iron filling is sprinkled into the flame of the burner? So as we know that iron is a metal, and when iron fillings burn vigorous, so when iron fillings are sprinkled in the burner, then it burns vigorously. After burning, when sprinkled in the flame of a burner, it burns vigorously. So this is why the iron reacts with the oxygen present in the flame and it burns vigorously. So let me go to the next topic. So here, what is anodizing? So this may be an important question. What is anodizing? Anodizing is a process of forming a thick oxide layer of aluminum. So suppose there is a metal and suppose here is a metal, like it may be iron. So this is a iron metal. Suppose it gets corroded on bringing it into atmosphere. So for to prevent this, we are using anodizing process. What is the process of anodizing? Here what happens is that when we take aluminum metal, this aluminum metal is oxidized on this iron metal by forming a thick layer. So this process you can learn further in the further classes. So I am going to not explain deep. Let me move to the next topic. So here is the process. What is anodizing process? So a clean aluminum article is made the anode. So here is, let me draw the figure. Here you can observe a thin strip of aluminum article is taken and it is made the anode, and is electrolyzed with dilute sulfuric acid. Here dilute sulfuric acid is added, H2SO4 is added. The oxygen gas evolved at the anode reacts with the aluminum. So here is the aluminum metal, and so here when it is plus and here it is minus. So now the oxygen gas evolved at the anode reacts with the aluminum to make a thicker protective oxide layer. Now when it is electrolyzed, then the oxygen gas is evolved at the aluminum article. Then a thicker layer of oxide layer is formed on the article. Now this oxide layer is dyed to give aluminum articles an attractive finish. And what happens is that this oxide layer will prevent the aluminum metal from further oxidation and corrode. Now let me move to the next topic. So here is an activity. They have given that put small pieces of aluminum, copper, iron, lead, magnesium, zinc and sodium separately in beakers half filled with cold water. So let us try this. So put some small pieces of aluminum, copper, iron, lead, magnesium, zinc and sodium separately in beakers half filled with cold water. So what are the observations? Which metal reacts with cold water? You may try this at home. Suppose if you have all these metals, you may dip them in the cold water and try at home. So what will be the observation? At first, what happens with the cold water? That is, the sodium, potassium and calcium are the metals that react with cold water. So see here, you can see that sodium, potassium and calcium are the only metals that react with cold water. Now if we talk about arrange them in the increasing order of their reactivity series. So these metals we have to arrange them in the increasing order of reactivity series. So calcium, potassium, sodium, here they have arranged in the decreasing order, so you can reverse it. Did any metal produce fire on water? Yes, we have discussed already that sodium and potassium are the metals that produce fire on reacting with the oxygen. So sodium and potassium metals will react with the oxygen present in air, and as well as it will react with water, so they will produce sodium fire. Does any metal start floating after some time? So this is very important question. That is, calcium metal and also magnesium metal also starts floating after some time. This is because this calcium metal will dissolve in water. After dissolving in water, hydrogen gas is produced. This hydrogen gas will bring up the particles of the calcium, and these particles will float on the water. So let us move to the next topic. So reaction of metal oxide with dilute acids. So what happens when we react metal oxides with dilute acids? So let us discuss. Metals react with dilute acids to give salt and hydrogen gas. Suppose if we react any metal like aluminium, when it reacts with H2SO4, which is a acid, then aluminium sulfate is formed, AlSO4. Al2SO43, so then hydrogen gas is evolved. So this reaction is happening here. What is that? That is metal plus dilute acid that will give us salt and hydrogen gas. Now let us talk about next topic, that is, here is an activity. So what is the activity? That is, take aluminum, copper, iron, lead, magnesium, zinc. We have to take these metals. If the samples are tarnished, rub them clean with sandpaper. So suppose the metals are attacked by the corrosion, then we have to rub it with sandpaper so that it can be removed. Now put the samples separately in a test tubes containing dilute HCl. Suspend thermometers in the test tubes so that their bulbs are dipped in the acid. Now observe the rate of formation of bubbles carefully. We have to put the samples separately in test tubes containing dilute HCl. Suppose we have dipped here aluminium article in the HCl, that is dilute HCl. Now we have to suspend thermometers in the test tubes. By suspending thermometers, this is thermometer, this is like thermometer. So suspending thermometers in the test tube, then what happens is that their bulbs are dipped in acid. So now observe the rate of formation of bubbles carefully. What happens, as we have already discussed, that hydrogen gas is evolved. So what are the bubbles that is formed are due to hydrogen gas. Now let me see what is the observation. The rate of formation of bubbles is fastest in case of magnesium. Why is this so? Yes, you can pause it and think about it. You can pause it and think. So this is because magnesium reacts more efficiently with the dilute HCl. So due to that, it is also a metal which is high in the reactivity series, and it reacts with the HCl and more amount of hydrogen gas is formed. Now next is, which metals react vigorously with dilute HCl, and they have already said that metals like magnesium, aluminum, but first is magnesium and the continuous order is aluminum, zinc, iron. With which metal did you record the highest temperature? As we have already discussed, more amount of bubbles are formed and more amount of temperature is also appeared. Now arrange the metals in the decreasing order of the reactivity with dilute acids. So magnesium is greater and aluminum is lesser, and they have already arranged them. So aluminum, zinc, iron. Now reaction of metal oxide with dilute nitric acid. So we have to discuss the reaction of metal oxide with dilute nitric acid What happens when metals react with nitric acid to form respective nitrates and hydrogen? So here is an example that magnesium when it reacts with HNO3, when it reacts with 2HNO3, then it forms MgNO3 and hydrogen gas is evolved. Here you can see manganese, and Mn when it reacts with HNO3, then it forms MnNO3 plus H2. So this is possible only in the case of magnesium and manganese. Why is this so? Because only magnesium and manganese react with HNO3 to evolve hydrogen gas. But what about other metals? This is not possible with other metals because HNO3, that is nitric acid, is a great oxidizing agent. So it will oxidize H2 gas and water is formed, and here there will be no displacement of oxygen. But in case of other metals, what happens is that H2 water is formed and like Fe and these type of cases are formed. Now let me move to the next topic. Why hydrogen gas is not evolved when some metals react with nitric acid? So as I have discussed that it is a strong oxidizing agent, it oxidizes the hydrogen gas produced to water. So here is a important term, that is aqua regia. What is aqua regia? It is a freshly prepared mixture of concentrated hydrochloric acid and concentrated nitric acid in the ratio of 3:1. So this is a aqua regia. It is also called as freshly prepared mixture of concentrated hydrochloric acid and concentrated nitric acid in the ratio of 3:1. That is, the HCl acid is about 3 parts of the liquid in the concentrated nitric acid, that is about only 1 part. That means that this aqua regia is a very fumous liquid, and it is a very corrosive liquid, that is important for alchemists. You have to know the history that in the ancient times alchemists used this aqua regia. So for what purpose? They used to cheat the citizens. How is that possible? This is because they used to clean the gold materials like silver, platinum. If there was a corrosive nature on the gold and silver articles, they used to say that we would clean that corrosion. How would they do that? They used to dip gold and silver articles in this fuming liquid, but most of the gold present on the metal would lose, and this lost liquid will be utilized by them, and they would sell at high prices. So as we have discussed till aqua regia, the next is an activity. So let me conclude today's part. So in the next part we are going to discuss about further extraction of metals, and as well as still the topics are some important topics are there, and we are going to discuss the questions. So please continue with me, please subscribe my channel, and thank you.